All right, Ruthless fans, here we are with Season 1, Episode 21, entitled 2 Days. Synopsis: Ruth loses favor with the highest. River covers for Daikon. Yancey gives Tally an ultimatum. Clark discovers Oliver's secret. And Cynthia's confrontation with Malcolm gets heated. 8 out of 10. I thought this was a pretty solid episode. So before going further into the review, make sure you take a moment to hit like, hit subscribe, click the bell notification icon to select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post new content to the channel. And make sure you follow me on my various social media platforms. Links are in the description below. And please remember, we only have 3 episodes left. Episode 22, 23, and 24. So the day after Sisters returns on BET on the 27th, the 28th will be the season finale of Ruthless Season 1. But please remember also, Season 2 got filmed last year, so don't worry, Season 2 is coming at some point. Yeah, this episode, it was, like I said, it was pretty good. We pretty much pick up where we left off, where the highest is going off on Daikon because he can smell Ruth on her. And Daikon is like, man, Daikon don't know what to do. He's like that one. It's like, well, when I said I was, when I didn't draw on the wall. See, I told my imaginary friend, Billy, to put the crayon down. And then when I took the crayon, it's like he's literally trying to explain himself, but I mean, what can he say? I didn't sleep with her. I don't know what you're smelling. You know, I didn't even use my drugs. I mean, my magic today. I was in a good mood. It's like, get out of here. So basically, he's blaming Daikon for making Ruth unpure. He knows Daikon is a lot. That's the thing that gets me. It's like Daikon's the right-hand man, says he protects and loves the highest so much. It is well aware that he can, detect lies and see right through people, yet he doesn't see that the highest can, see through his lies easily. So Daikon is sent to the punishment trailer, and man, when I tell you he had his tail tucked between his legs out, oh man. So we go over briefly to the FBI headquarters. Mac is, talking with Malcolm as he comes to the office, and basically suspends him due to having the affair and causing all this trouble. Andrew knows, messing around with his wife, and suspends him to basically go clean up his mess. And Malcolm is pretty much an asshole. So Mac is obviously pissed. So we go back to the compound. Daikon is just pissed off. He's walking to the punishment trailer. Then the elder mother, what's wrong, Daikon? It's like, basically Daikon just snaps at her, and he just keeps on walking. She's loving the drama. So the other elder mother comes up and they're talking. Just another brief recap. It's like, oh, the highest was in top form today. Knocked his ass to the ground. And the other elder mother's like, yeah, I just hate him to see when he's angry like that. Better him than me. Yeah, basically referring to Daikon. Better he is mad at Daikon than mad at me like that. And essentially, they kind of just do a brief recap about, how, hey, things are looking up, I'm glad he didn't spend time talking about the devil, evil government. And I'm thinking to myself, that reminds me of certain family members at family functions, but that's neither here nor there. But basically, she's saying like, yeah, the reason I'm glad he didn't speak about it is because that usually gets him riled up, and I just hate to see him like that. And it's like, oh, well, we know what to do to calm him down. It's like, oh, yes, we do. And from there, she talks about, oh, well, I got somebody on the inside, Melinda, looking into the sheriff's office, see what they know about us. It's like, oh, that's good. And then, I got somebody too, doing their thing in the compound to make sure there's no betrayers. And at least we can trust everybody. Except for Tally. I don't know. She's a troublemaker. So, again, I didn't mind this scene. This is pretty good. I mean, you got the funny moment between the elder mother and Daikon, yet a brief, and I mean brief, recap of exposition of things going on in the compound. And I don't mind that. I thought that was pretty well placed in the episode. So we go back. Speaking of Melinda, Pope gets home from work, and I think she was making him breakfast. And he's just curious, like, wow, it's like, why are you so happy? It's like, basically makes sense from the short time they knew each other. She's obviously seemed to have a traumatic experience with her ex-boyfriend, but now all of a sudden she's happy. And it's like, oh, I must be an angel. Well, my mom always said, wherever there's an angel, a devil shows up sooner or later. And, she's uncertain about what to do next. She says she's going to leave for a little bit. He doesn't want her to go. Basically, obviously he probably feels like he should make up for last night because he literally thinks he fell asleep while they were having sex in their, his boss's office. But that was because the food was drugged. But she says, hey, don't worry about it. I'm going to leave for now, but I'll come back tonight because, you need to get some sleep. And basically, we probably know she's going back to the compound, but she says, oh, I'm not going to that compound. I'm not going to go with my ex. Don't worry about it. So after that, we go over to Ruth, Tally, and one of the girls in the kitchen. And basically, Ruth is in full elder mode. Why are you questioning us? We need salt. Triple the order next time you go to the store. Okay. So, Ruth and Tally are, working on, I think Ruth said like some olive bread her mother used to make. And basically, they're just kind of doing another brief recap of things that's been going on in the compound. And, talking about, who they can trust. And then the highest shows up. He basically comes in. Hey, hope y'all are doing well. Sister Tally, Elder Mother's been telling me you've been doing great. I love the progress you're making. Ruth, what are y'all making? It smells good in here. It's like, I hope to try that bread someday. And basically, he kind of throws in a brief bit of warning. It's like, oh, you're both so beautiful. Oh, thank you, Your Highest. But that could be a bit of a problem. It could possibly cause some of these righteous men to go the wrong way. Okay. And I feel a prophecy coming on, so we'll meet in the pavilion later on. So also, okay, that's great. So, the highest is about to step out, but here go Tally running that mouth. What happened to Andrew? I'm like, what the heck is she doing? Ruth, the way Ruth reacted is how I reacted. It's like, what in the world? Basically, why are you asking about Andrew? It's like, well, I saw him leave last night, and basically, since I'm trying to make better progress, if he was punished for something, I just want to and then had to leave. I want to make sure I don't make a similar mistake and have to be, exiled myself. And it's like, oh, well, I'll let everybody know what's going on in the pavilion. Then he leaves. Ruth rightfully snaps on her. Is like, that was stupid as hell. What are you doing? I told you I would try to find out what happened. And here you going right to the highest. Did you not see the way he looked at you? It's like, oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted to find out. And it's like, yeah, go back to my video I did a few days ago about Tally going rogue, because we'll pick up on that later in the episode too. So we go over to River, and he encounters Daikon as Daikon's going to the punishment trailer. It's like, hello, brother. It's like, you gotta help me. About what? The highest. He's angry. What's wrong? He thinks I slept with Ruth. Well, did you? No. It's like he said he said he could smell her on me. And basically, River's like, okay, hey. I'll talk to the highest. Just say that you use her soap. What? No, it's like, no. He's like, no. What do you say? It's like, oh well, he could smell the highest. The highest could smell the roof. Wow, the highest could smell Ruth on me too. Wait, you slept with her? And the way Daikon said that is like, oh, wow. It's like, okay, at least I'm not the only one. It's like, no, I used her bathing soap. Why would you do that? I don't know. I smelled it. I used it a couple times. It's nice. Just say that you used it. What? Yeah, I'll talk to him and say you used the soap and everything will be cool. This is the part where you thank me. Just go talk to him. Yeah, okay. So he goes to the trail. I love how Daikon just, kind of just felt like, what's his face on Fridays, like he gonna cry in the car. So he basically stumbles into the punishment chamber, like that little kid who knows he's gonna get an ass whooping, so he got to go to his room, wait for his dad to get home. That's essentially what happened. So we go over to Clark, who meets up with Oliver in the woods. He's like, hey, what's going on, man? You've been going for a while. And Oliver is still thinking about Lacey and what's going on with that. It's like, what's going on? This whole thing with Lilo. It's like, hey, you gotta let that go. And basically he's like, look, there's a scuffle out here. What's going on? I was practicing my martial arts. And remember, that's when Andrew kung fu'd his ass to the ground in last week's episode. But basically what's happening here is Clark is just explaining, hey, you need to let it go. You need to just come back to the compound, because when it's time to meet the raccoon, we all going to be good. When that siren goes off, we got to be ready. Get ready. Oliver doesn't know what the hell's going on. He doesn't even know what it means to be cleansed. And I'm pretty dang sure he ain't going to be cool with the whole siren going off and everybody killing themselves. So they go back to the compound. River sees, I'm sorry. I actually skipped the scene. Sorry, my notes are out of order. Basically, after River had talked with Daikon, he actually goes directly to the highest, who's still upset. And he pretty much says, hey, I saw you coming out of the kitchen where Ruth was, and I just wanted to make sure that, you didn't take out on her what I suggested to you about, making her your wife. It's like, why would you suggest that to me? She's unpure. She's a whore. But she can be cleansed with your touch. Because that makes total sense. Because that actually answers a question I had from last week when I did the video about Ruth marrying the highest. Like, it's known that her and Tally were prostitutes on the street. So it's like, why would the highest want to marry her? Or because it doesn't make sense also because she had the 7 or 10 ring ceremony when she became an elder. So it's like, what? But basically, River is able to ease the highest conscience as well as his anger towards Daikon by saying that, oh, Daikon used the soap just like me. So that's what happened. Do you want me to get Daikon from the punishment chamber? Yes, please do. So he goes to get Daikon. And long story short, he's still an asshole because River's like, I told him about the soap. Why'd you do that? Because it made him not angry, which begs the question of, is it okay to lie to the highest only if it saves your ass from the frying pan? Because River from there is like, so this is the part where you thank me, and then Daikon gets in his face, I'll thank you when I feel like it. Oh yeah, you'll thank me, all right. So River, yeah, it's funny because 1 minute Daikon's like, oh, what am I going to do? Versus, oh man, I ain't need your help. So we'll just have to wait and see how that turns out. So in another part of the compound, Yancey, I guess you could say like the mechanic who was working on the bus, comes up to Tally and she tries to rush away. And he knows that last episode where she came over for a drink, that she had stolen the spark plugs from the bus. And that's honestly what she threw in the toilet, the outhouse. I thought it was the freaking jar that she gave. I don't know what I was thinking last week. I think I watched the episode at a random hour of the day and I was tired. But essentially, you need to get those spark plugs back. The only reason she did it was to stop the bus from being fixed because she wants answers as to where the kids are being taken. Yancey ain't telling her shit. And that means that, yeah, ironically enough, that's where she threw the spark plugs. But essentially, foreshadowing. Basically, you got 1 hour to get those spark plugs, clean them off, and give them back to me, or there's going to be some trouble. And sorry, I got to flip my page. Okay, so Tally finds the spark plugs, and Lord, the elder mother caught up what she was doing, like moments before what she was doing, and she was like, "What's that smell? What's going on?" I slipped and fell. Go wash yourself. It's not ladylike to smell like that. And then Oliver comes up, and elder mother, help me back to my trailer. It's like, I need a strong man like you to help me out. And then, okay, elder mother. And he basically is making small talk, and once again, like Tally, is just asking the wrong people the wrong questions, asking about Lacey, and she pretty much calls him out on like, look, I'm an older woman. I know when somebody's trying to con me, smooth talk me. If you want to know something, just ask directly. But when it comes to Lacey and these girls, no, don't worry about it. Like the girls in the shower right now, you need to stop looking at them. And you don't know what a good thing is given to you wrapped up in a purple robe. Like, man, he don't want you. And the funniest part to me is when he starts to walk her back to the trailer, and there's a guy like inches away from them in the shower, and the elder mother pretend like she trips. And I think it's all clear. I mean, I think we all know that it's clear she pretended to trip to catch a glimpse of his you-know-what in the shower, and then they walk off. But Daikon goes back to the highest, and not much to say here aside from the fact that, the highest is apologizing, and then Daikon's apologizing. It's like, well, I'm a good king. It's like, no, you're a great king. And like, bruh, no, you falsely accused him, even though you're right. Even though Daikon, I don't know. It's just a lot of confusion because he wants to make amends. So, everything is good between them because, if I feel like elder mother, she would have like known the lie better than the highest. I'm just saying. So after that, we got Ruth confronting River about the fact that the highest talked to her in the kitchen because it's about the whole wife thing. And it's like, no, Ruth, look, me and you, we need to work together because what's going on is I know a lot of people are trying to leave here. It's like, the one mole we had wanting to see if you and Tally wanted to leave. Yeah, I don't trust her. I didn't tell her anything. Well, I know a lot of people want to leave, but there's a big score coming in, and I want to make sure everybody's on one accord so we can get this money. He's like, what are you talking about? Don't worry about it. What I need you to do is know that I'm on your side. I just saved you without you realizing it, referencing the whole daikon and the soap thing. And it seems like River himself may want to leave. I don't know for sure, because Roof is like, well, they send you out all the time to go to stores and recruit and everything. So why haven't you left yet? I just know that if these people just up and leave, the highest will feel abandoned, and there's no telling what he's going to do. I think it's pretty clear that he'll just have the siren rung, and then that'll be the end of everything. But remember, there's a season 2, so that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. So we go over to Oliver taking a piss, and Clark is like, I knew it. It's like, wait, That reminds me of, like, you're just in a urinal, just in the restroom, like in a Walmart or something, then in a urinal, you're using a urinal, and then somebody steps up and uses the one next to you. Like, bro, they're like 5 ones are separated from me. What the hell are you doing? But basically, remember, daikon put him on, well, excuse the phrase, dick watch. And he basically saw that Oliver was packing, and then knows, like, I should have known. You're asking about Lacey, acting all weird. What's going on, brother? You slept with her. What? So basically, Clark is like, look, Oliver, you my boy. I ain't going to tell on you, but you need to not do that again. Okay, well, what am I supposed to do? Jack off like the rest of us? How? And everybody watching? You have much to learn. And then they walk away. All right. So the final scene is Malcolm and Cynthia. Malcolm gets home from work after being suspended. Cynthia is, well, drunk as always, confronting him about the affair with Sarah. He wants to lay down and go to sleep, but basically she's packed up all his stuff, filing for divorce, and the phone goes off. They kind of have a scuffle over it, and she falls. I don't know if Malcolm hit her and she fell, or she fell and hit the table, but either way, she hit the ground and she's unresponsive, and that's the end of the episode. So overall, this is a pretty decent episode, all things considering. Once again, I feel like we're just getting, as the episodes go on, I definitely see why, if again the events of the Oval line up with the events of Ruthless, I can definitely see why Tally is the one who probably just ups and leaves and ends up, getting beaten and battered, and then makes her way to Nancy's house before ending her life, because she's obviously losing her cool. That's not to say Roof hasn't been making some, reckless decisions, but for the most part, Roof has been doing things more closer to the chest, no pun intended, and also making Tally aware of every move she makes. Like, hey, here's my plan. Yeah, Tally's like, hey, you need to be careful. I don't think you should do that. But Tally has just been acting more foolishly than anything else. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you would like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal, Cash App, or join Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you soon.